Welcome back.
Welcome back.
B. Dawson and I are taking a trip to
Go
get
check
some
out
coffee.
the wedding and check out the wedding venue.
And to get some coffee, because coffee is important. We've been having these little pep talks. These little important...
How to keep your partner emotionally and mentally engaged and not distracted during a wedding.
That sounds like very serious compared to how I would have put it.
Well, okay, so let me put it this way. When your partner says, honey, I don't want you to get smashed. I don't want you to get so drunk that you can't remember what we're doing or where we're supposed to be. But then says, but I want you to get drunk enough to where you're having a great time. And I promise not to worry about it as long as you promise to not make a jackass out of yourself.
What he's trying to say is there are like these agreements that all of us make with your significant other around what the correct behavior is in social environments. We've never together been in the situation where everybody is around us.
People you haven't seen for years.
People you haven't seen for years, family, friends, like that group has likely never spent time together and you've never been the center of attention. You don't know what to anticipate.
And everybody says, here, have a shot, or here, have a cigar, or here, let's go do this.
Yeah,
pulls
so
you in different directions.
As we have people showing up here, we're talking about how do we want to show up for each other, for ourselves, and for the people that are here with us. And so one of the conversations we've been having, this is just one of them, and I'm not sure why you're like starting with alcohol.
I was just teasing.
But like, alcohol is a big thing. A lot of brides or grooms are like worried about their significant other getting a little drunk. Now, Brandon loves a good time.
Yeah.
This face loves a good time.
He got nervous when I loaded the airplane with 22 bottles of 1942.
I told him, have at it, enjoy for the days prior, which is like right now, drink your heart out, but on the day of, maybe slow down a little bit.
Your shit together.
Like, don't get smashed before toast.
And I agree with her on that, by the way. But what happens when your partner does do something? What happens?
Exactly. So, like, you have to figure out what your agreements are. That's one of our agreements.
Or
but
what about upset family?
Happens,
what about upset
family?
No,
but can we talk about if it happens?
Yeah.
So, but if it happens, is it going to be the end of the world? Am I going to who am I going to be if he does show up smashed on the day of our wedding? In that moment, by the way. Right. But in that moment, I might be irritated. But you kind of have to go through these things because what you have to trust is, hey, your partner isn't doing this to you. He's not trying to make you upset. Brandon would never want to ruin that day for me. So then why would I let it ruin my day? You're gonna have to navigate it when it happens, but that's okay.
And you also got to talk about like we're gonna have a lot of family members and old friends and new friends, and there'll be people that will, you know, not intentionally, but maybe talk shit and feel like they're left out of the loop or tell stories from the old days that maybe you don't want told.
Grant gave us some good advice.
Yeah.
Grant's advice. When people do start telling you stories, maybe in the wedding night that you're not excited about, or try to pull your attention away, just smile, say thank you.
Thank you.
And then turn away.
And move on.
Just move on.
Thank you, it's so good to see you. Give me a hug. Okay, we're gonna move on.
Like you need to continue to entertain it. You're the groom, you're the bride. Just move on, but don't be rude. Don't be like, oh, why are you talking to me?
Yeah, no, don't be the one creating the drama.
Smile, move away.
No drama. Hey, by the way, I gotta go over and catch up with such and such, and I'm gonna move on.
Okay, we're gonna be right back. We're just gonna grab some coffee. Okay, this is the greatest coffee shop ever known to man, right? On the record, is this better than Starbucks?
Yes.
Okay, Brandon is still ordering coffee. I felt like I needed to say a couple things without him here. Listen, you just gotta figure out what's gonna work for you. And we've been here for a couple days now. There's already been a few things where I'm like, Brandon has people here that he has not seen in so long. And guys do different things than girls do. It's wild. Guys do different things than girls do. That's okay. Like, these 4 days do not have to be the most perfect and blissful days for Brandon and I. Individually, I want them to be great. Like, I'm choosing to have a remarkable time. Things, like, are things going crazy? No, of course not. Like, there's nothing that's been, like, wild. But just, like, expectations versus reality. And he is having such a great time playing golf with his guys and doing things that he never gets to do. So just my piece of advice on this is just breathe and remember, hey, I'm here to make me happy, to make us happy, and that's all that matters. But if in the moment us isn't being happy because he's having maybe more fun than you are, maybe. Is that the worst thing, that your partner is having so much fun? Like, do you want them to have fun with you? Of course. But like, it's all good. Figure out how you can have your own fun. Make your own fun. Enjoy moments to yourself. Think about the future. Let me actually show you what Brandon is now doing. He's no longer getting coffee. He is leaning over, poking the booty out at the office to buy a home here. That's the future. Just the fact that he's over there looking at how could we buy a house here? What would it take? What would it take for us to own a home in Chileno Bay? I got my Chileno Bay sweatshirt on now. I'm just like the biggest fan of the property. I've always been a fan of the property, but now I'm freaking all in. But I love that he's over there doing that because that's him figuring out the future. What were you looking at?
I don't know, maybe a future home.
See, got to figure out how to make the future a priority. All right, so back to, we've talked about alcohol. We've talked about friends, family members who might have an issue. What about how to prioritize each other? How can you make just a few minutes to take a walk?
Thanks, brother. Good to see you.
To take a walk, just the two of you, to do something, maybe work out. You and I have not worked out yet together on this trip. But I worked out with my girls and you were golfing.
Yep.
What else can you do to spend
Well, you better get your
individual-
workout in before you get married.
What is that supposed to mean? How do you spend time together?
You got to do stuff like this, like make memories, like your own memories, not get so distracted by all the people around. Make sure you leave a little time for yourself. By the way, can I just say that anything that could go wrong prepping for this wedding has gone wrong. All the way up to like the day or 2 days before when we landed here, potential venue changes. A storm came in.
Somebody very important to us.
And somebody very important got tested positive for COVID. There's like all these things that have happened. And I will say for the record that my lady here has taken it all like a champ. She's like, what are we gonna do to fix it? How do we resolve it? How do we be ready for the big day versus getting caught up in all the emotion and dramatics of it. She's been such a great example of how to handle this stuff because she is dealing with it, even though it's upsetting, very pragmatically because it's solutions based. We don't have a lot of time to try to figure out what to do.
No time.
No time.
And it doesn't, like, it just doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't. Okay, somebody can't come. That's a bummer. What do you do next? You just can't get caught up in what you think it should have been. And for me, it is so grounding to spend time with him because when you're in the mix with your bridesmaids or your bridal party or your family, things can start to feel like it's bigger than it needs to be. You have to decide how you want to react. You have to decide how you want to respond. Somebody else might be shocked that something crazy is going on, but that doesn't mean you have to be shocked. It's like, okay, move through it the way that you normally would.
Try to be the best. I keep saying to myself, look, especially when she's under a lot of pressure, just try to be the best version of myself for her and for me in that moment and move through it so that we can not ruin the joy and the pleasure of what we're about to do here.
That's a big portion of this as we are about to go into all of the events. Like, we want to have an amazing, freaking fun, exciting time that we never forget. There's nothing that he could, even if he got like blacked out drunk, there's nothing that he could do to like ruin that for me.
Why do you even have to use that as an example?
No, because like that's a thing. Like that's not a thing for you.
How about like a family member decides not to come that we love dearly?
Or if somebody said something really shitty, like I'm just about to have the greatest freaking time because that's my commitment to myself.
By the way, I don't think she's ever seen me blacked out drunk.
Never. Maybe one time. Anyway, with that, come along with the journey. I don't know that I'm going to be doing these vlog styles. I think I'm just going to show you guys the gorgeous videos, to be determined. Who knows, maybe there's something fun that's going to come up, and I just can't wait to show you. But I do want to start.
We can't wait to share with you guys.
Yeah, I want to
We've
start.
been planning for several years.
Are you going to cry?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, all right. Drop a like, subscribe below. Also, leave a comment. What is the one piece of advice that you would give somebody who's about to get married? One piece of advice pre-wedding day. Put it in the comments below. Love you guys. We're about to get hitched.